Get familiar with 7 of the oldest models in the world. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Number 7. Veruschka von Lehndorff, 76 years old, born into an old noble house of Lehndorff. Vera Gottlieba Anna Gräfin von Lehndorff-Steenort was born in Königsberg, East Prussia, as the second of 4 daughters of Count Henrik von Lehndorff-Steenort and his wife, Countess Gottlieba Marianne Alexandrine Nancy von Kalnien, 1913 to 1993. Her father was a German aristocrat and Army Reserve officer who became a key member of the German resistance, after witnessing Jewish children being beaten and killed. She studied art in Hamburg and then moved to Florence, where she was discovered at age 20 by the photographer Hugo Mules and became a full-time model. In Paris, she met Eileen Ford, head of the prestigious Ford modeling agency. In 1961 she moved to New York City, but soon returned to Munich. Veruschka appeared on the cover of Life magazine's August 1967 issue, and various times on all 4 major Vogue magazines, American, Italian, French, and British, covers throughout the 1960s. She once worked with Salvador Dali and photographer Peter Beard, who took her to Kenya. At her peak, she earned as much as $10,000 a day. In 1975, however, she departed from the fashion industry due to disagreements with Grace Mirabella, the newly appointed editor-in-chief of Vogue. In a 1999 interview, Veruschka said of their disagreements, "She wanted me to be bourgeois, and I didn't want to be that. I didn't model for a long time after that." In 1969, she attended the Woodstock Festival. Veruschka inspired the most prestigious photographers of her time, like Franco Robardelli, Richard Avedon, Bert Stern, David Bailey, Stephen Meisel, Francesco Scavallo, and Peter Beard, who took her to Kenya, and for big designers like Tom Ford, Michael Kors, Dolce & Gabbana and Elanto. Veruschka was a pioneer of body painting. In 1966 she appeared in a photoshoot wearing nothing but body paint. After she retired from modeling in 1975 she collaborated with the sculptor and painter Holger Trulzich, using body painting to create a series of avant-garde nude self-portrait photographs. She worked for the most important fashion houses, like YSL. Since 1990 she worked for Helmut Lang and Paco Rabanne. Occasionally Veruschka still appears on catwalks. She was a guest model in the Melbourne Fashion Festival in 2000 in Australia. In October 2010, at the age of 71, she modeled for Giles Deacons. Showing for the fall run of London Fashion Week 10, she appeared in the Resort 2018 lookbook for Acne Studios in 2017. Veruschka provided vocals on several tracks on the 2010 album Mimicry by ANBB, a collaboration between Bliza Bargeld and Alva Noto. Number 6. Vang Deshun is 80 years old. Wang Deshun is an old Chinese man who has spent 60 years of his life training for success and progress. At the age of 79, he participated in the catwalk show as the oldest model. For the first time in the fashion and clothing industry, this Chinese grandfather broke stereotypes and proved that modeling work is not only for young people under 30 years old. He said, "Everything happens in your brain and has nothing to do with your age. Age is just one side of the coin." Wang Deshun is a man who proves to everyone that it is never too late to start, and those who think that they don't have time to try and change for success, learning and progress, are very wrong. Wang Deshun is someone who became a theater actor at the age of 24. At the age of 44, he started learning English, created the pantomime group at the age of 49, started exercising at the age of 50, returned to the stage at the age of 57 and showed the world a new style of performance, called living sculptures. At the age of 70, he did sports seriously, and at the age of 79, he became a dress model and went to the fashion show stage for the first time. He is now 80 years old. But he still has big dreams to do, and every day he tries to make them come true. He says, "Believe me, potentials are discovered in a person when you think it's too late. So be careful and don't let this excuse become a reason to give up and let go of success. No one can stop your success, except yourself. Be the brightest when it's time to shine." Number 5. Carmen Dellorefice, 84 years old. Carmen Dellorefice is a model who does not want to retire, and at the age of 87 she is busy modeling like a young girl. She was born on June 3, 1931 in America. As the oldest model in the world at the age of 87, she has been able to shine in the fashion world like when she was young and is known as one of the people who have stayed young. The Physical characteristics of this model have made her look attractive even in her old age. Carmen Dellorefice height of 170 centimeters, along with her silver hair color, which has a special match with her eye color, along with her beautiful face and attractive hair, made her suitable for modeling in it has prepared the best fashion shows and brands of clothes and jewelry for the elderly. Man Dellorefice. First work in the world of fashion was done by his adoptive father in 1946, who introduced him as a model to a famous magazine. Therefore, 15-year-old Carmen was able to sign his first modeling contract with this popular fashion magazine for $7 per hour. Dellorefice Carmen's role as a model reminiscent of children's cartoon characters including Little Red Riding Hood, Lightning White and Cinderella made her famous. In 2015, Carmen Dellorefice collaborated with famous fashion figures such as David Gandy and Isabel Fontana to develop the Palacio de Hierro Polanco store, which sold luxury fashion brands and a permanent exhibition for brands such as Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Mont Blanc, and other brands. Her Italian roots were enough for my work to become familiar with the world of the influential Maisons of Milan and Rome in the field of presenting special inspiring roles on European fashion and to show interest in this fascinating field. In contrast to a successful life in the world of fashion, Dellorefice faced many ups and downs in her personal life. Carmen said about keeping her skin young, "Her doctor used a fine metal brush and my skin was exfoliated. This procedure is the secret of my youthfulness, which has made my skin soft, and after 87 years of age, I still feel alive and young." He uses different methods to moisturize the skin. Washing with water and fresh lemon juice is part of my daily work lifestyle. In 1985, Carmen published a book titled Being Beautiful, Trends and Secrets of Keeping Your Skin Young, from the language of a model with 40 years of experience, which was published by HarperCollins in collaboration with Alfred Lewis, about the principles of health and beauty and your lifestyle to maintain the freshness of your skin. Mo explained that he was met with an unparalleled reception. Number 4. China. Machado Noelai de Souza Machado was born in Shanghai, China to a Portuguese father from Macau and a Chinese mother. Her maternal grandmother was from Goa. Her parents met in Hong Kong. She spent the early portion of her life learning how to cook, sew, knit, and crochet. According to Machado, she was asked to model for Balenciaga, but he was out of town, so they sent her to Givenchy instead. She later worked for Oleg Cassini and Balenciaga. She worked for Givenchy for 3 years and during this time, she became the highest paid runway model in Europe, earning $1,000 a day. Machado worked for Avedon exclusively for 3 years before he got her a job as Harper's Bazaar's senior fashion editor where, eventually, she became the fashion director and ventured into other endeavors in publishing, fashion, and television. In 1989, she was added to the International Best Dressed list. In 1991 she opened a gallery in Watermill, New York, when she left the fashion industry. Among the photographers who exhibited in the gallery were Hero, Avedon, Lillian Baseman, Mary Ellen Mark, and Barbara Bordnick. The gallery closed in 1998, when she retired. She returned to modeling and the public eye at age 82 with an article in W followed by interviews in the Spanish and German editions of Vogue, The Sunday Telegraph, and New York. She starred in an ad campaign for Colhen as well. She had 2 daughters from her first marriage. Her second marriage was to Ricardo Rosa, a former businessman and furniture exporter. They had been together since the late 1970s, and married in 2003 or 2004. From 1960 until her death, Machado resided in New York. She and her second husband lived in Sag Harbor, Long Island. Machado died on December 18, 2016, a week before her 87th birthday, at Stony Brook University Hospital from cardiac arrest. Number 3. Baddie. Winkle. With 87 years old, Nali de Souza Machado was born in Shanghai, China to a Portuguese father from Macau and a Chinese mother. After World War II, her family traveled to Argentina, Peru, and Spain. According to Machado, she was asked to model for Balenciaga, but she was out of town, so they sent him to Givenchy. She worked for Givenchy for 3 years, during which time she became the highest paid runway model in Europe, earning $1,000 a day. Machado worked exclusively for Avedon for 3 years before working for her as senior fashion editor at Harper's Bazaar, where she eventually became fashion director and pursued other endeavors in publishing, fashion, and television. In 1989, she was added to the International Best Dressed list in 1991. When she left the fashion industry, she opened a gallery in New York's Watermill. Hero, Avedon, Lillian Baseman, Mary Ellen Mark and Barbara Burdnick were among the photographers who were exhibited in this gallery. The gallery closed in 1998, when he retired. At 82, she returned to modeling and the public eye with an article in W, followed by interviews in the Spanish and German editions of Vogue, The Sunday Telegraph and New York. She also starred in an ad campaign for Cole Haan. She had 2 daughters from her first marriage. Her second marriage was to Ricardo Rosa, a former businessman and furniture exporter. They had been together since the late 1970s and married in 2003 or 2004. Machado lived in New York from 1960 until her death. Number 2. Daphne Self. Aged 87 years, Daphne Self is a legend. She is nearly 90 years old but still continues her modeling career. Her name is registered as the oldest mannequin in Guinness. She says, "Being a model is not really a strange job. We are normal like other people." Daphne Self proved with her presence that age cannot prevent anything. The presence of this 87-year-old supermodel in the London Model Week caused applause and praise from the audience. "When I started as a model, all the models had to do their own makeup and hair," she said. "But now you have one person doing everything from nail polish to makeup and hair." Does most women avoid social activities in their old age? And I think I know why. I think we are the ones who should convey the positive feeling to ourselves and those around us. I imagine myself as a 60-year-old woman, and this feeling gives me confidence. Among the reasons for staying healthy and fresh, she says, good genes, which is the most important factor. In my opinion, nutrition has the greatest effect. I have never smoked. I have never touched alcohol, and I am careful about the food I consume. I avoid overeating. I have eliminated fast food from my diet, and I do not smoke either. Number 1. Gilbert. At 100 years old, Vogue's hottest model right now is a British beauty who loves fashion and admires Audrey Hepburn. Unlike many women who have graced the magazine's pages in the past, but something else sets Gilbert apart. He's 100 years old. "I love wearing beautiful clothes," Gilbert said in a video accompanying the campaign. "It always fascinated me and still does. I wear clothes that fit me," she added. "I certainly don't dress for boys." She also reflects on how fashion has changed over the years. The first time she saw a woman wearing a suit, and she remembers when women always wore hats with feathers, usually tilted to one side. "I love different fashions," she said. Now Gilbert is making history as the first 100-year-old Vogue model. Her look is dramatic, yet age-appropriate, highlighted by a bright pink coat by Dries Van Noten. According to the magazine, she is also wearing a Victoria Beckham top, the Row pants, Valentino glasses, and a Lanvin necklace. Gilbert showed that age is really a number.